hey, that sucked. Can we do something better next time? Like, can we change it?
See,
like,
that's the thing. It's the language. You can't come up. Well, you can't go up to someone and say, "Yo, that sucks." You know? That's the thing. You have to be more. You have to have a more of a positive talk about it. Maybe you can even be sexy about it.
Oh, I see.
You know, like if she comes up to me and she sits down next to me, maybe gives me a drink and we're talking and she goes, "You know what? I like it if you do this or do that.
I see.
Do that. I think it's so hot if you do this." And then she just walks away and I'm like, "Whoa, hold on. What the hell? Get back here. Wait, what was that? What do you want me to do?" Like,
Lucky Boys Podcast.
Then I want to ask you this. What if, like, every box checks, you're so into her, the sex is bad. Have that ever happened to you before?
well, the sex is bad?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Come on. I'm
Really?
like super curious. Like, her personality like just matches. She has the same food taste. She's like the female version of you. Well, the sex sucks. What do you do?
I don't know. I haven't really had that experience.
With female, we talk about this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They will say, "Oh my God, I like this guy so much. The sex sucks." So that's why, I'm curious. Then what do you do? It's like you...
Perhaps she's not guiding him. I think communication in sex is very important. I would love it if I not performing my greatest, I would love her to tell me what she likes.
I mean, like women, right? They have very specific things that really get them off. Some women say like, it takes forever to get an orgasm, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, but it's very specific to each woman. So if the guy is like, bang bang, thank you, ma'am, he's not gonna hit the right spots. So it's like, I agree, it's the communication aspect of it. But he has to know he has to know the way around the female body. So if he's like really new, he's not gonna know. He's gonna need some tips.
I try to reciprocate and pay attention to what's going on and how she's responding. And if I feel like it's not going well, then I talk to her.
Well,
maybe after. If it's gonna kill the mood, if I talk to her, then I'll talk to her after. Like, all right, I'm gonna take a L on this one right here, but let's talk later. Maybe
next time I'm gonna rock your
maybe
world.
over a few drinks where we loosen up and we can just talk about what do you dig. I think it's all about having a conversation, communicating.
Again, I feel like that's another thing that society encourage women to not talk about it.
Really?
You don't think so?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess I'm really referring to Asian women. That's
Where
another thing.
Asian
Like,
women shouldn't talk about what they prefer in bed.
or they're more timid.
or if they had nice experience or not.
Oh, are they just timid in expressing like, oh, this is great, this is
Right, and because they feel like the moment they raise their voice, they're upset the men, and that's something they are not allowed to do.
It's the way you communicate to them on what you like or what's right that can be a positive or a negative. That's why communication is so key. I think positive communication is so effective versus negative and going, oh, you like when we touched on earlier, Asian parents negging their kids. Right? That doesn't work, or it creates, it may work, but the long-term effects are worse. You ended up having an introvert, low confidence person, right? Versus if you just communicate with them positively, you can get the same message through with a better long-term outcome.
Yeah.
I think it's the same way. Instead of negging the guy, like, oh, you suck in bed, it was terrible, you're lucky you're so cute and I like you. Like, what? That's a real boner strinker for a guy. If you get in a guy's head and he knows, like you totally think I suck in bed, he's gonna be worse.
Yeah.
There's a strong chance that he's gonna be worse, and he may not even be able to get it up as fully charged because he's thinking he's like half in the moment and he's half out of like, oh shit, she doesn't like this.
Yeah.
If I'm afraid of making a mistake, then I can't really be myself and I won't be the 100% into it. Versus
Agreed.
like, if I'm not afraid of making a mistake, I'm totally in a flow state, I'm just killing it, then it doesn't matter. I'm just having fun. I'm having a good time.
I wonder if that attributes to like the divorce rate. 50% divorce rate is because people don't communicate their sexual desires. It's a huge part. It plays a huge part in relationships.
Yes.
So I mean, are both of your partners actually would come up to you say, "Hey, that sucked. can we do something better next time? Like, can we change it?
See,
like,
that's the thing. It's the language. You can't come up. You can't go up to
I
someone
think
and
she's
say,
being
"Yo,
blunt
that
about it,
sucks."
you know?
That's the thing. You have to be more. Yeah, you have to have a more of a positive talk about it. Maybe you can even be sexy about it.
oh, I see.
You know, like if she comes up to me and she sits down next to me, maybe gives me a drink and we're talking and she goes, you know what? I like it if you do this or do that.
I see.
Do that. I think it's so hot if you do this. And then if she just walks away and I'm like, whoa, hold on. What the hell? Get back here. Wait, what was that? What do you want me to do? Like, so that's versus if she just sat down next
I
to me
see.
and says, you know what? You suck in bed. And I'm like, what? Well, F you. You know, like, screw you. You know, I suck. You suck. I don't like you anyway.
And
like,
then
all of a sudden,
resentment
we're going to get
grows.
defensive.
Yeah.
Our ego, when a male ego gets attacked, then we strike back. Like, we just shoot all the rockets at it.
Yeah.
You know?
I see. Okay. That's a really good lesson.
I think it's a cultural thing. I mean, like, I'm very open to speaking to my wife about my desires, and she's open to speaking to me about hers. So it's, you know, communication about what you want and what turns you on is super important, especially when you're together for a very long time, because things do, you know, plateau. Things do kind of, you know, this is like mundane, you know, going through these things. So you got to keep the spice alive, the excitement. So if I'm open and she's receptive, like, oh, I want to get you the sexy lingerie. I want you to wear heels. Like, I want you to do this because I love that stuff, right? And she's receptive to it. I mean, that builds, right? That builds from like, oh, why don't you do this? Why don't we, you know, that conversation just builds. So, you know, I think after a while, it just, you just need to have those, I guess you could say, uncomfortable conversations with your special.
The thing is, I don't think you should enter that conversation feeling uncomfortable. Because if you do enter that conversation feeling uncomfortable, then it's going to be uncomfortable.
I see.
And it's going to somehow spiral into some negativity.
Got it. Okay, yeah.
Approach that conversation sexy, because it's about sex, right? So make it sexy. Keep it on subject, right? Figure out how to communicate it in a sexy, positive way. I think if you do that,
the presentation.
you trigger that. Versus if a woman comes up to me and just say, hey, we need to talk. Like, even if it's like that, I'm like, whoa, am I in trouble? You know, I want to work on our sex because da-da-da. Like, it cannot feel like a lecture either. Even if it's not negative, it can't feel like a lecture.
Here's a YouTube video. Check it out.
Yeah, it can't feel like I'm in trouble. You know, I think it just needs, keep it on subject, make it sexy, and then give me some roadway to fix it, right? For the women, right? Give the men some roadway. Like, they're not going to become a sex god. They're not going to go from a 1 to a 10 overnight.
Right.
They might go from a 1 to a 3, but he was better, and then he'll go to a 5 and a 7. Eventually, he'll be a sex god. But just be patient with him. Just like everything else. If you want to be great at it, you need more practice, and you need time and patience and consistency.
Lucky Boys Podcast.